Pisces and Sagittarius, that is Sagittarius Black Moon Lilith, the Pisces stellium, tremendous work, and the aftermath of Saturn and Neptune leaving Pisces. These two have a lot to do with the theme, the overall theme that brings us into authenticity and power that shifts back to the people. And this deals with our beliefs. It is totally constructed on our beliefs. It is all about our beliefs, the beliefs that we have held and the beliefs that we have to uncover as true and authentic convictions in the self, not something assigned to us, given to us, or that we inherited as curses of fear, shame, guilt, social engineering, conditioning, and false narratives that have perpetual legacy in our minds and behaviors. Beliefs drive our behaviors. It drives our perceptions, and it dictates our destiny ultimately. As I am describing and clarifying over and over again, I'm giving the strongest emphasis that I possibly can on where these beliefs are founded at. These beliefs have to do in specific timeline to Southnode Libra and Capricorn Pluto transit. Capricorn Pluto transit, the local and direct inheritance of particular beliefs and narratives that we have gotten from white men. Behind them are Khazarians. As it relates to Libra South Node transit, the end of that, it is our beliefs that we inherited from Black American females and the Khazarians that are behind them. These are the two different directions, one of the right wing, one of the left wing, one of Republican, one of Democratic, one of liberal, one of conservative, one of masculine, one of feminine, that we are inheriting false beliefs and narratives from, because these two who I just named, they have the same crisis. Fear internalized, guilt and shame internalized. Inside of themselves, there is an inability of them to align and confront the truth of what they harbor in their subconscious. There is a war inside of them that they have not yet confronted and dealt with and healed from. The Khazarians have been using these two. They have been using these two to control the people. They have been using these two to mislead the people. One through Capricorn means and one through Libra means. The one through Libra means this is the source of confusion and extremism that comes from the Democratic left, liberals. When it comes to the right side, it is the extremism that comes through the Republican right conservative expression. At the top, champions conservative Christian, white Christian nationalism in particular on the right side, and then on the left side, it is wokeism, okay? And both sides have went to the extreme. Both sides have a basis in truth, but that truth has been perverted by the subconscious contamination of these two characters. If we are unable to unpack this and deal with it and find out how it has found our way to us locally with the beliefs that we accepted from them, that we have internalized from them, the false narratives that we have believed from them and misled ourselves with, we will find ourselves incapable of detaching from it and finding true conviction that we have sourced from source itself. Understand? So it's worth investigating. It's worth checking and examining yourself to be sure that these issues have been addressed within you. Who gave you the beliefs that you have? Who gave you the thought patterns that you have? Who gave you the opinions that you have? Did it really come from you? Did it really come from you? White men told you about your history here in America. When you look it up on Google and when you recite what happened back then and what happened right here and what happened during this and during that, you are telling a story that he gave you. But if you decide to use your own intelligence, your own critical thought, your own pattern recognition, you will find that he had reason to lie about history. To lie about what happened, how it happened, why it happened, when it happened, and who was involved and what went where, who, what, when, where, why. Jupiter's transit through Gemini was to teach you how to do that. But some of us had fear that we bought into that opportunity of expansion of the thought process and the redemption of critical thought in us. Uranus is going to make sure that you bring boldness to that capability when Uranus gets back to Gemini. Don't worry, it will be fixed. When it comes to African American females, you are blinded by lust, beauty. You are fooled by laughter and giggles after something stupid and atrocious is said. You give no thought to it. You throw away your intelligence because of the lights, the glitter, the camera angles. The authority and leverage of the fact that someone is a celebrity or someone is a female with big titties and ass or whatever else. You get dumbfounded by the magic. You get spellbound by the allure, the hand snatching at the camera and the camera moving all over the place at different angles and all the laughable, funny jokes that are being told. All of the facial expressions and all of these sensory perceptions hitting you at the same time. And what do? You turn your brain off. You give your whole entire consciousness and heart to everything that the Black American female has ever told you about life, about politics, about sociology, about wokeism. You believe everything that she served to you and told you, and you walk right off a damn cliff with it. You watch her and how she treats her fellow man, fellow males, how she relates to men in her life, and you really believe it's going to take you somewhere good. You're impressed by her expressions. You're impressed by her hyped, what looks like positive energy. You're in allure with her Venus expression of herself, and you turn your brain off. And that's how you ended up somewhere where you can't explain how in the fuck you got there. Because you followed her through Venus. Venus is Luciferic light. Luciferic light is very impressive. And just like when the woke days began during the Obama era, and African American females took to the internet and they put that camera in front of them and they put sex up. And they use wokeness to disguise their desire to express their sexuality. So while I conveniently show you my crystals and my vegan diet, I indirectly or unwittingly, I'm going to pretend as if it's unwittingly that I'm showing you titties, ass, nipple, and pussy. While I put up a post that says positive vibes only, don't let anything disturb you or knock off your positive energy, no matter what, block out all the negativity. I'm showing you my whole backside. I am completely naked in front of you in the camera as I put up the morning post. These are the deceptive, witchcraft, sorcery, wicked satanic practices that Black American females have initiated for all females to adopt into their culture globally as a sisterhood, as a collective. And it's how you got where you got with men. It's how you got where you got in the sexual marketplace. It's how you get the results and consequences that you do when it comes to your approach to the 7th, the 8th, and the 5th house. It's a reason why at the 5th, 7th, and 8th house, you seem to be cursed and all fucked up from here to kingdom come and can't figure out why. It's because you have been diseased by the African American female's corrupt spirituality that she uses to promote dark sexual magic. And you can't see it. You don't know where it came from. And when somebody shows you, you want to call them the bad guy. The legacy of corporate corruption is through the white man, with the puppet master of the Khazarian behind the white man, directing him to do it. And it's been this case for 400 years. The legacy of family corruption, division of family, spoil of family, ruin of the children, alienation of fathers, separation of man from woman. The transactional nature between man and woman when it comes to intimacy, sex, dating, love life. Superficiality of females in their being. Buying the beauty that they want. Buying the status that they want from the China beauty store. Fake teeth, fake nails, fake lashes, wigs, BBL, so on and so forth. The over-sexualization and objectifying of the self of females. Hypersexuality. Dishonoring of the self, shamelessness in the self, alienation of fathers, weaponization of children against fathers, weaponization of the court system against fathers for the interest of gain. Strategizing marriages as a retirement plan. Exploitation of marriage, marital laws and divorce laws. Exploitation of family courts. All of these things we learn from the Black American woman on how to turn it up. These are the sources of these two lanes through Capricorn Pluto, which is with the white man and the Khazarian behind him who has tricked him into doing it. And Southnode Libra with the black woman behind that and the Khazarian who tricked her into doing that. And there is corporate interests in both sides. One is of the spirit and one is of the land. If we can't trace these things, if we can't identify these things, it's not about vilifying white men. It's not about vilifying black women. It's about being honest in how they have been used against you. Unwittingly, because it's based on their own fears and insecurities, their sense of inadequacies, their terror of losing control and power, their desperation to hold on to the illusion of control and power that they have enjoyed and exploited, the tyranny behind it that they want to continue. And both of them are at the head of the Republican race and the Democratic race for the same reasons. Because they want to hold on to the power that they used to enjoy. Black women want to continue turning the world gay, immoral, stripped of its values, void of families, alienation of fathers and men, the turn-up culture, STDs spreading like crazy, hypersexuality, promiscuity, serial dating, transactional relationships, prostitution regulated, shamelessness, a society that is void of values and morals and self-respect and honor, the degradation of females. That is what black females will continue. That's what they want to continue. But it's in their sickness. It's in their ignorance. And the same thing with white men who want to continue the oppressive measures, the oppressive policies and social constructs that have had 400 years of legacy in this nation. The advantages and privileges that they get to enjoy in society based on that. The advantages and privileges that they get to enjoy as long as people believe the historical stories and narratives, the legal stories and narratives that paired with the lies of their historical accounts. That gives them advantage and illusion. They both know their time is up, and they both are at the head of both wings of the political operation to continue catalyzing that power, because they're terrified that if they don't, they will not get to enjoy the power. They have to become human again. They have to earn everything again. They have to work for everything again. They have to get real again. They will have to figure it out again. They will have to get sober again. And they both have been drunken with power, abusing whoever is with them in close proximity. You don't like to hear this. And that should tell you everything you need to know right there. Why would you listen to what you want to hear? Why don't you have the wisdom to understand that you need to listen to what you don't want to hear? Why are you not mature enough to understand that yet? How old are you? Liberalism taught you cancel culture. It taught you how to come together against the power of truth, how to come together against the expression of truth, how to repel and resist examination, scrutiny, accountability. All you have to do is work together and become one voice, and you can keep truth suppressed. You can keep accountability suppressed. You can keep criticism suppressed. And by that, you will have the opportunity to erect shamelessness. You can remove shame from any behavior or practice because you have blocked, canceled the feedback that is to examine it. The God conscious that comes to ask, is this a good practice? Is this a worthy thing to do? Is this the right thing to do? Is there harm in what you're saying and doing? The Black American female taught the liberal wing, the Democratic wing, the females who were inspired through the liberal left. She taught them how to practice cancel culture, how to come together to work against truth, justice, right, correction, scrutiny, admonition, and accountability, as well as moral obligation itself. She taught you how to do it. You accepted it, you received it, you put it into practice, and now the blood is on your hands. Also, you have to fix that. So this is about you locally, personally, in your life. Wherever it found its way into the contamination of the blood within your society, your community, your family, you have to find where it made itself to your household, to your front door of the white man and the Black American female. And you have to save yourself from the mindset that they gave you, from the thought process that they gave you. You have to give it back, and you have to correct it. You have to heal it, so that you can become civilized. Understand that. The relationship between Southnode, Libra, transit, ending. Capricorn, Pluto, transit, ending. It's hosting the polarity between Venus and Mars, in which Mars is exalted in Capricorn. This is the toxic nature of masculinity, as well as patriarchal oppression through corporate means, as well as Venus through Southnode Libra, the toxic approach to social and political leverage through politics and social movements that are hosted by illusions, allure, and the exalted power of Venus through Pisces, which is to capture the imagination through superficial means, such as beauty, sexual energy, clout, even little details like sticking the fingers together saying clocking at T, and all these other different type of things. It's magic and sorcery, from the little things to the big things of Venus, that cuts off the intelligence, cuts off the intellect, and it permeates the body through the astral body, short-circuiting it. And next thing you know, you're supporting and condoning something that is not even in your best interest, but yet it felt good while it happened. The drunk night, where you wake up in the next morning and you're looking at a person and you're like, God damn, who the fuck is this and how did I get in this bed? It's one of those type of situations with that, you know. And so, who's behind the Southnode Libra is black women's power, and who's behind the Capricorn Pluto transit is white men's power, and both of them got their power from Khazarians. Both of them are puppets of Khazarians. Both of them do not know or are not aware of the fact that they are simply useful idiots for Khazarians. It is their personal insecurities, their personal fears, their personal shame and guilt that they're avoiding, the confessions that they're avoiding, that has them to reach for that power so that they could escape what they have to deal with at that Piscean internal conflict, shame, guilt, and fugitives of themselves, the ability to cast escape routes of escapism. They're using Capricorn energy and they're using Libra energy to escape what is in their subconscious. What is in the black woman's subconscious is the fact that she tore down the family unit. What is in the white man's conscious is the fact that he has cursed his own nation for 400 years of legacy. And they can't find peace with accepting that they have allowed themselves to become that person. And at the top is the Khazarian, who is behind the scenes, who made them do it, who misled them into that. But they can't confess in themselves so that they could detach from those cycles. Those cycles, the ending of those cycles begins with their confession, not they're running away from it, not they're pretending like they didn't do it, because they did do it. And this translates to a national crisis in which it's the black woman who is the root cause, in her useful idiocy, of the demise of the American family unit, the destruction of the American family unit. And as it relates to white men, it is the corruption of American business, commerce, and commercial practices, hierarchy, and legacies within the society that continues to imitate, perpetrate, and continue the cycles of oppression between classes in citizenships and races, demographics, all of these other prejudices and racism and Jim Crow cycles, assumptions based on your physical description, you know, races and things of these nature, even gender, okay, that falls under that. All of these corrupt practices that go through corporate and commercial commerce means in society that ultimately leads to spiritual corruption, because through corruption of the spirit, the corporate opportunity expands. Through exploitation of emotional demands, needs, and crises, the corporate illusion sharpens, in which it becomes even more and more impossible to find your way out of those illusions. So this finds itself expressed through the polarization that Mars has set in its retrograde when it was in Gemini, which I believe was 2023, resetting the culture for the polarization of Libra and Aries transit, South Node and North Node back at that time. And this is what created the polarization between male and female, masculine and feminine, liberal and Republican, conservative, and conservative and liberal, Republican and Democrat, so on and so forth. Now, also simultaneously, what is at the foundation of the Democratic movement is the Black American female, not the Black American male. It is the gay Black American male, okay, who is with the Democratic side, all right? Liberalism and Democratic movement that was on the back of the Black American female. Everyone uses the Black American female to push that agenda, including gay people and white women who have the most interest in the success of the Democratic or liberal wing. As far as Republicans, conservatives in the right side, that is the white male who heads that. And black males recently went to the Republican or conservative side in their convictions. But at this point, that is starting to turn into a universal conviction rather than picking a polarized side. And I mention this because it's part of healing that polarization that really begins with a demand, a need, a crisis in control, feeling like they have to have control. This goes with Southnode Virgo, having the rigid anxiety over control. And in polarization of that, or into the opposite end of that, is the crisis with their subconscious fears, the subconscious burdens that they have, which they cannot face or confess, but yet their body does confess of what shame, guilt, and other things that they harbor inside of their subconscious that they don't want to deal with. And this is what makes them a useful idiot. The fact that they cannot align with what's in their subconscious. They cannot heal what's in their subconscious. They cannot let go of the anxiety and desperation and obsession with power and control. They tasted power and control. They know that they did not earn it. They did not climb the ladder naturally to obtain it. It was simply given to them because it was an agenda for them to have it. So their spirit was never conditioned to exercise such power and authority because they didn't earn it. It's something that was given to these two motherfuckers. And in their useful idiocy, because it was given to them, they feel entitlement. They grew arrogant, they grew narcissistic, and they turned into damn tyrants over those who are under them. They started to abuse people, and they turned the mission of Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservatives, so on and so forth. They turned these into demonic movements, okay? Where the Democratic and liberal movement is simply about feminism, gays, degeneracy, stripping away of values, virtues, and righteousness out of the society. Even though some people who may have a sincere intent about it, they may see it in the illumination of Libra, and that we should all have fair rights, equal rights, and justice for the people, and that there is nothing wrong with wokeness. We should see through the matrix, and we should start calling it out. Power to the people and power to truth. But Black American females, they were not of this conviction. They proposed this conviction. They presented this conviction, but it was no more sincere than their claims of healing journeys and self-love journeys that they've been speaking over the past 40 years. Because these bitches is sexed out, they're promiscuous, they're prostituting, they don't respect themselves, they do not have values and morals. I cannot say this for all black women, but it's the standard of their collective sisterhood, okay? It's all talk and it's no practice. It's all coming from their mouth, okay? And so white men and Black American women are in the same crisis because they are the head of these two wings, Capricorn and Libra. Capricorn, Pluto ending, Southnode, Libra ending, okay? And they are the head, so they're the ones who have to hold the karmic debt that's there for misleading people who were behind them, for being useful idiots to bring in sin and corruption into the people, for misleading the people into extremes of sin and corruption through these wings. As it relates to the Republican side, it became a race of racism, classism. It became a race of white Christian nationalism, racism through the guise of Christianity, Zionism that assisted Israel's agenda, okay? It also became a repeat of colonization, white superiority, so on and so forth. All of these things snuck in it. And how did that happen? Because he did not heal what's in his 12th house. He did not heal his subconscious. The white man could not be confronted with what's going on in the burdens of the depths of his soul and his subconscious, so it ends up being his body that tells on him. And you have people like Pete Hegseth and the rest of them racist ass motherfuckers in the White House who are demonstrating the fact that they have not healed or they refuse to heal. And it is white women who are coming to them saying, hey, listen, you got a serious problem. You got something to heal. You cannot continue on like this. I can't respect you when you show up like this. You're racist and you're being oppressive. You're also being misogynistic and you're also being tyrannical. And you also happen to be, patriarchal as you are doing it. You are out of touch with your Cancer core. Okay, and black men are doing the same thing with black women. Every time we trust y'all to head a political movement, you make it about yourself. You make it about women and daughters, but you don't remember men and sons. It's not about the black community with y'all. It's about black women with y'all. Everything is for women, 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 but nothing is about men. You hate men. Okay, and whenever you get power, you become just as corrupt as those who we made this movement against. You start stealing. You start lying to the people. You start oppressing the people. 2023 and 2024 was a year of exposure of black females in particular who had power, who practiced corruption over the people while in that seat of power. From Fannie Willis all the way down to Tiffany Henry. Okay, and this was a continuation of these patterns. Her arrogance, okay, her ruthlessness, her desensitization from the Cancer matriarchal core of herself. Okay, the wickedness, the devilment. All right. So the black American female and the white man, they are the same person when it comes to this polarization. And they're the ones who have to hold the karmic burden that comes with misleading the people who are behind them, trusting in, believing in, or putting faith behind their illusion of strength, leadership, power, and authority and status that they did not earn, but they were simply given. Okay, so the tables have turned. A lot of you don't like hearing this. It makes you uncomfortable. It makes you feel like, oh, maybe it isn't right for me to hear this. Oh my God, this doesn't sound like namaste and positive vibes only. Well, bitch, maybe you need to expand your mind and get serious about your spiritual walk and stop fucking playing with it. You just shuffling tarot cards and talk about namaste. That's not spirituality. Stop being a fucking lie. Why don't you get real for once? Don't let people shame you because you carry pain. You got to use the pain. College, universities, it trained females to take assumptions that has no power to encompass spiritual wisdom. It's very limited. And it's like James and Jabez, who went before Moses, or who Moses went before with the staff, and he threw down the staffs, and they turned to serpents. And the staff of Moses consumed the staff of James and Jabez. And it's the same in context of the so-called educated American female. See, there's a certain vernacular and training that goes behind their mentality that has them to assume that understanding is there. But what they don't know is that what they have received is knowledge, theology, theory that cannot encompass spiritual wisdom. It can only investigate it. And this is what they fail to understand. Some of the things that I'm going to say in this discourse, it highlights how this mentality has given a false sense of power and authority to females through feminism and what they intended as useful idiots. And it goes along the line like this. If I could say it a certain way, if I could maintain a certain composure and tone that I found in the doctors on campus, the psychologists on campus, the dean on campus, the scholars on campus, I think I can become more convincing in what I'm claiming and what I'm saying. But here's the thing. Experience, spiritual wisdom, it's superior to this attempt. This is like the witty and intelligent child who makes good marks, has a high IQ, they do very well in school, and they look at the grandmother or the grandfather who's never been educated in school, never made it past the 5th grade, and they assume that because the grandmother or grandfather did not go to college or grade school, that they got one up on them. They think that because they could read books, they could flip through the pages, they could talk real fast and articulate things in fancy ways, come up with all type of terminologies and theories and give names and classifications to ideals and convictions that social crisis is attempting to examine, because they think that they can classify every experience of the human tragedy story, especially with these psych attempts of giving names and terminology and classifications to what we experience psychologically or emotionally. They think they got one up on the grandfather or the grandmother, only to run into wisdom that is simplified, that dismantles everything that they attempt. And the fact that wisdom is always backed by the powers of this universe. You see, they could talk themselves in circles. They could talk a good game and draw crowds and make everybody dumbfounded by what they're saying and claiming. But only time will tell, time will expose, time will reveal that wisdom is of a different nature. Wisdom doesn't need so many words. It doesn't need so much wowing and amazing of people and dumbfounding of people, gasping and eyes bright and wide at, ooh, look what they said, look what they said. These are spells of knowledge, but it is not the power of wisdom. The grandmother and grandfather would say the simplest things in parables, and in time, without you even seeing it, realizing it, or noticing, you will have to humbly submit to what grandma said. You will have to humbly submit to what grandpa said. And grandma and grandpa never went to college. They don't even know how to read a book. They're illiterate. It's just like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was illiterate. Prophet Muhammad was unread. He was illiterate. But yet the angel Gabriel came to Prophet Muhammad 3 different times, and on 3 times the angel Gabriel said, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. He commanded Prophet Muhammad to read. This was about wisdom, not knowledge. And this is something that modern females have failed to understand, and they put themselves in a bind. And now it's the end point where the proof is in the pudding, where the exposure is here, that all you was doing was talking. You was just running your fucking mouth. You was just running your damn mouth. And the evidence is here. Men silently did what women were loudly claiming to do. Men became what women were loudly claiming to have become. And they did it silently. They did it behind the scenes. They did it without videos and everything else. They simply chose to become. Men have really become valuable. They have become wise. They have become enlightened. They have become renewed. They have become whole. And they did it without sex, because they didn't have access to sex. They did it without serial dating, because they didn't have access to the dating market since Neptune stepped into Pisces. They really became what females were claiming to be for the last 40 years. And the number one person who had the loudest mouth in this claim was Black American females, who thought that they were fooling people. And let's all admit, they did fool people. They fooled every last one of y'all motherfuckers out there. And they still got a lot of y'all motherfuckers fooled right now, because they talk a good game. They make that shit sound right. They make that shit sound good. But how they're living, the results that they're giving, it says it all. Because it's one thing to climb and scale the Capricorn mountain. I'm getting to the bag. I got a college degree. I have this job or this career status or claim. But the whole point of what we're passing through is that we fell into the devil card, detached from Cancer. We became devils because we detach ourselves from Cancer in order to manifest through illegal, spiritually illegal ways to attain the top of the mountain of the ambitious Capricorn theory. Shadow 8, Shadow Capricorn, Shadow Saturn. We became corrupt, desensitized, self-oppressive, ruthless, Machiavellian, Ahrimanic. Don't overlook what I said. We became Ahrimanic. One more time. We became Ahrimanic through that Capricorn energy. And instead of having spiritual conviction, we simply reduced to esoteric symbolism in our life without it transferring to spiritual conviction in our life. And we thought that it was enough. The Black American female, because of the power of feminism, has been the head, the leader, the general of society since Neptune entered into Pisces. She has been the master soul controller of the consciousness of the people since that time. And she's the one who brought you, the people, into Capricorn, desensitized and detached from Cancer. That's how you ended up there, through her. And until you trace the steps back in seeing that this was the case, you'll never undo it. You'll never unlock it. It came from her. No one else has power to adjust universal cultural timing, universal cultural vibration, or consistency and frequency except Black American males and females. If there is a change in cultural expression and direction, it has to come through the Black American male or female. Black American males change the direction of the youth. Black American females change the direction of females. The direction of females determines the direction of the society as a whole. Understand? The direction of the youth determines the expression of that society, not the status of that society. So the Black American female guides the Cancer context of societal evolution. The Black American male determines the Leo context of cultural evolution in society. Understand? So you have to trace it back to these two to understand where the shit came from. There's nobody else on this earth who has the universal reach to change and adjust the culture of people, which is why we are so important to the Khazarian. Which is why the Khazarian has to use us to make these adjustments according to the 13 families, Unum Sanctum, and the corporate agenda of secret societies over the globe. It's through the Black Americans. You're going to have to find out how to get in touch with wisdom and understanding and know the difference and have discernment when it comes to knowledge and the ability to assign names and terminology to social and psychological discoveries. Yes, it is an expression of intelligence, but it's not an expression of wisdom necessarily. And even in that, I question if it is an expression of intelligence because it does not come with the ability to recognize patterns. It does not. You have to have the ability to recognize patterns. I was born with the ability to recognize patterns in society, in relationship circumstance and context of society, as I have Pallas Athena, and Aquarius, as well as the patterns in intellectual thresholds or expressions in society. And because it happens to be at the 6th house, it has a lot to do with what we put our hand to, what we create or construct of ourselves, for ourselves. Understand? The things I talk about are very uncomfortable. It's disturbing. I get it. But if it wasn't uncomfortable and disturbing, there would be no growth opportunity in what the fuck I'm telling your motherfucking ass. So get used to it. Get over it. Stop your fucking crying. Calm the fuck down. You will be all right. The things I'm going to go into, these are not sweeping indictments or claims. There are always exceptions to the things that I'm saying. It certainly does not apply to all persons of any demographic that I'm discussing this with. Understand? Let me make sure I get that out of the way and do justice. Revolution. Aquarius Pluto is here, and we are indeed at active revolution. Active revolution is hosted and introduced by who? Cancer. Okay? If you walked around all day and wrote on a piece of paper, revolution equals Cancer. Okay? If you walked around with that all day, you would do justice for yourself. Because y'all niggas got selective memory, you're hard of fucking hearing, and you act like you don't know when you do know. Revolution is based on the context of us realizing and expanding our consciousness through Cancer. That is to recover family. That is to recover the domestic, to recover our morals and principles, to recover the basis of our life in our conscience, not conscious. This is about the conscience. The very thing that the so-called spiritual community skipped over. Everybody behind the leadership of black women on the damn internet running their mouth with nipples, pussy prints, and yoga pants, candles and crystals, fucking sexual prostitutes claiming of spirituality, opening their legs wide while they giving you a tarot reading. These bitches got y'all dumb and fucking dizzy. You don't know your ass from your fucking head. Cancer is a restoration of this. Because the mistake was to make it all about consciousness. But it's conscience that is the basis of spirituality, not conscious. Consciousness is simply an expansion of awareness. Illumination of awareness. But conscience, this is the aspect of the self that stands us in the image and likeness of God. It is what unifies us with the intent of this universe and matriarchal source. It is that which causes us to embody and accept, recognize, and operate through wisdom and understanding with intent of love and compassion, starting with ourselves and then reflecting to others. This is what black women would have never told you. To have a damn conscience. They are just like white men in the legacy of white men. And what makes them alike is they are detached from Cancer. They are isolated from Cancer. And they did it to their damn self. What makes them alike is the fact that when it comes to white men relating to the alienation from Cancer into submerging in Capricorn, is white liberal women are trying to tell white men that this is the case and you need to save yourself. Balance yourself out and allow Cancer into your embodiment so that you can become whole and stand in the image and likeness of God. But they're resisting white women. Is it all of them? No. So if you sit there like a dickhead, oh, you're just saying all this stuff, you're racist. That's your fucking problem, not mine. Because you're not fucking listening. And they have a similarity with black women. Black men are trying to transfer consciousness over to, or a conscience over to black American women, but they're not fucking listening. They're not listening. So black women and white men are the same fucking person. They have the same effect and consequence on society. They are a danger to society. They are consequentially an enemy to society. They have isolated themselves from cancer. They have put themselves in a moral compromise and crisis. And they're going through narcissism and arrogance to resist it, to avert it. And they're responding to their guilty conscience that is loaded and burdened and laden down. They're responding to it with projection and rejection and obstinance instead of humility and submission to the fact that it is the truth. They don't want to change. They want to make the white liberal woman look like she's the bad person. They want to make the black American male look like he's the bad person. Why? Because correction is here. What makes this unique is that black women have everything to do with how society enters into Cancer. White men have everything to do with how society enters into Capricorn. Thank you very much. For all you bitch ass motherfuckers out there shaking your goddamn head, clutching your motherfucking pearls, talking shit while you listening to this gospel motherfucking truth, nigga. Jesus is back, nigga. Fuck you talking about. Jesus is back, nigga, and he's black. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Jesus is back, nigga, and he's black again. He's black again. And just like he did the first motherfucking time, he's flipping over tables and cussing niggas out, smoking cigars, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? I'm sick of this shit. Now, the friendly reminder. White men have lost their power through illusion after Pluto left Capricorn. Black women have lost their power of illusion. Okay? After the transit of Southnode Libra. Thank you very much. I'm trying to put y'all niggas on because I'm the infamous astrologist and I do this shit correctly, nigga. I do this shit correctly. Nigga, Jesus is black and Jesus is back and he's black again. Jesus is back and he's black again. He's a nigga again. Trying to tell y'all motherfuckers. Sick of this shit. Got this shit all fucked up and backwards. As I told you before, Neptune leaving out of Pisces going into Aries. Saturn leaving out of Pisces going into Aries. This is bully energy. It is bully energy. Why is it bully energy? Because the bully lost his power. The bully lost the power of leverage and illusion. The bully lost the influence that they had over the subjects who did not believe in themselves. Those who did not have confidence in themselves. Those who didn't have faith in themselves. Those who did not claim their identity and authority, and he was the one who was a benefactor of it. He and she, the white man and the black American woman, was claiming to be the executor of the estate of those who they were influencing in spirit. Now it is exposed to them that they are simply trustees of such estate and not the executor of such estate, because the true identities have been reclaimed, so they no longer have access to exploitation of those who are subject to illusions of their power, their greatness, their superiority, or their status. They are exposed. We have come to the end of the yellow brick road. The Wizard of Oz is a little ass nigga behind the shades, jacking off and picking his motherfucking nose with his feet swinging from the chair because he too motherfucking short, nigga. That's who is behind the curtain of the black American woman and the white man. Jesus is back and he's black again, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. Jesus is back and he's black again. He's a nigga again. Let that shit piss everybody off. He's black again, nigga. Fuck out of here. Playing with this motherfucking shit. Niggas walk around here playing with motherfucking spirituality, lying and shit, nigga. All this fucking lying. I'm sick of these lying ass motherfuckers out here talking shit. Corrupting the spiritual spaces out here, nigga. We gonna be spiritual, let's be spiritual. Stop playing with this motherfucker. Is we gonna be spiritual or not, nigga? Fuck you mean? Walk around here goddamn like a fucking circus show and shit. Niggas lying and shit. Sick of all this motherfucking lying out this motherfucker. Jesus is back, nigga, and he's black. Fuck out of here. Black Jesus, nigga. For us to have revolution, the white man has to heal his conscience. The black woman has to heal her conscience. They have to accept the guidance that is before them and the universal love that is accessible to them. They have to accept the wisdom that is being offered to them from those who are trying to urge them to pay attention, to look a little deeper, to give a review. And that is to heal the Southnode Libra and Cancer Pluto transit. This together is the basis of revolution, because it is exactly what restores the crisis that happened in detriment to Cancer that Jupiter is now attempting to heal. It opens the gateways for us to enrich our Cancer experience at the grassroots of society. It is how we enter back into unification, starting with the grassroots family dynamic. It is a reason why the success of Harut and Marut, okay, again, this was a reference of the Holy Quran in which Harut and Marut came to the Khazarians long ago. That is the forefathers of the Khazarians long ago, and taught them the black magic that divides the male and the female, and they are still using that art today. And they accelerate this art with the sacrifice of babies, nigga. They're eating the babies. Fuck is you talking about? The Khazarian has the white man in his clutch. The Khazarian has the black woman in his clutch. The black American male has broke himself free. The white woman has set herself free. They are not in the clutch of the Khazarian because they see the truth for what it is, and they have actually accepted it. They have accepted it. And these are the two ends of the polarities of America. Hello, America, black people and white people are the basis of the axis of how this nation has always functioned, and everybody else in between. I know what the fuck I'm talking about, nigga. I am American. I am as American as you could get. Dayanu, Arawak, Choctaw, Cherokee, Moore. Fuck out of here, nigga. I know this motherfucking story, nigga. From the front to the motherfucking back. From the rooter to the tutor. Jesus is back and he's black, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? From the top to the bottom, America is having restoration. The black woman on the very bottom, the white man on the very top. And healing has to take place with both of these motherfuckers to get this bitch to budge. Because these two stubborn, hard-headed, arrogant, narcissistic motherfuckers got their head up their goddamn ass, worshiping their damn self. Out of insecurity, ironically. Narcissism because they're empty inside. Spiritually dead and corrupt. Vices piling up on their heart. And their conscience is loaded. Their natural counterparts are trying to save them, but they won't fucking listen. So America suffers. Revolution takes place when man and woman restores love between each other. Trust has to come first. Truth has to come first. But that's what we struggle with. But that's where the infamous comes in at. Black motherfucking Jesus, nigga. The white man and the black woman is the same person. When they get power, they betray people. When they get authority, they hurt people. They abuse people. They can't be trusted with power and they can't be trusted with authority. They rise up in the ranks through oppression of other people. They are both ruthless, desensitized, Machiavellian, lustful for greed, material, status, corruption, political power. Everything to them is a damn transaction, a money sign, a business opportunity. They polarize all things and polarize all people. They both have very racist tendencies about them. It's one thing to examine racial issues. It's one thing to confess racist issues. But it's another thing to actually become racist in yourself, claiming superiority of yourself against the inferiority ideals of other people, and welcoming others into the same type of thinking and psychology. They are divisive, useful idiots, and they can't see it. Black women being used by white superiority systems to continue the cycle of white supremacy over the black male specifically, and influence the management of the destiny of females over the earth. The control of the destiny of females in the Western world over the earth. And white males in a corporate sense, through the puppet mastery of Khazarians, stabilizing very corrupt and predatory practices, inhumane practices, divisive practices that suppress and oppress the people in their natural needs of cancer context in themselves of emotional and financial security that stabilizes their status in the domestic. They both are the same damn person and can't see it. They both are in the same crisis. Their natural counterparts are getting the fuck up and walking away from their goddamn ass. And they wonder why. Because both natural counterparts are able to detect that they can't sense the human in them. They can't detect the God energy in them. They can't make a connection to the God source in them. And this is the basis of the disconnect.
What happens in society if nobody believes anymore in the legacy of white men's lies in his nation? What happens to the power, the authority, the status that white men used to enjoy? What happens if they no longer believe the false narratives over the past 400 years about how this nation became great, who created or invented what are the origins of what made it great, who contributed to it truthfully, who he was in history and who he continues to be now? If everybody started to look truthfully, honestly, sincerely, unbiased at the reality of America, its history and its present status, and the truth about what direction it's headed in, what would that do to what white men used to get to enjoy in influence and status? That is the fear in Pisces as it relates to him and how he relates to the shadow of Capricorn Pluto transit coming to an end. As it relates to black females, this has to do with the sexual energy that gave females a false sense of power, leverage, influence, value, and status. What happens if men become healed to where they're no longer under the spell of sex, to where curves and titties and ass and pretty faces and beat faces, as they call it, no longer impairs his judgment? What if it no longer impairs his judgment in how he spends his money, how he spends his time, who he chooses to allow in his orb? What if he stops becoming influenced by that or impressed by seeing your body or your looks? What if he no longer becomes impressed by the sexual attention or energy that you're able to generate? What happens if he bows out of that? What happens to the sense of power and authority that she used to enjoy through feminism in society? And so there's a real fear here. And that's the shift of Neptune and Saturn out of Pisces into Aries. The power of Neptune and Saturn goes back to the individual. So what this says is that somebody was benefiting from the illusions that were held over another. Somebody was benefiting and gaining from someone else being in a spell. Someone else being caught up in the illusions of lies and confusion, of false narratives or assumptions, emotional or sexual powers at work that led to corruption. So women are behind black women in this. And the state of the nation is behind white men in this. And this is the commercial aspect of, or corporate aspect of America through Capricorn. And this is the social aspect of America through Libra or liberalism at the Southnode, which fell, and we're still healing that fallen cycle. The more you try to resist this, because every time you hear me talk about this, it's the rolling of the eyes and clutching of the pearls and gasping for air and, oh, here we go again, and I'm not going to listen to this, I'm not going to stand for this, you know what, I'm out of here. Okay, that's fine. But it's easier for you to hear it from me than for you to manifest a lesson in your reality, and then you have to deal with it without knowing what it's about. So, you're free to pick which path you take, but you're going to learn this either way. These two, the white male and the black woman of America, is being brought to court with the Most High. The Most High wants to see them stand in court, and they will be examined, and they will be judged for what they did with the illusion of power, authority, and leverage and influence that they've had in this nation, that they got to enjoy in this nation. And it is power and authority that was assigned to them, but they did not earn. They did not earn. It was given because of agendas. And the Khazarian is behind all of it. The Khazarian is the one who's the puppet master of all of it. But these two useful idiots have to become aware of it. It's an ongoing cycle that now ends. And the cognitive dissonance is natural in this ending, because it's not clear what's ending. But what is clear is that running away doesn't fix it. Cancer Jupiter is expanding. And if we're going to get back to what we're here to live for, what the revolution really is, which is family-based, which is the basis of man and woman connecting, unifying, honoring each other, where the child can stand between them, secure, safe, and inspired, we're not going anywhere, and we're not going to accomplish anything until we accept that that's the case. It's important to note that the Earth is a position. The Earth is a position that is 93 million miles away from the sun. Any planet that's in that position is called Earth. So here's the basis of what I want to say. The Black American female assumed through the conceit and arrogance of herself that the Earth position, the oracle position of the femininity, which was a spiritual high priestess role, she assumed that it came strictly and innately of her Asiatic identity and origins. But the rude awakening is that this is not the case necessarily. She has the wiring, she has the foundation, the legacy, the history of that. But when you choose to corrupt yourself and detach yourself from the true matriarchal source, which is through righteousness, truth, justice, alignment, not by pretending like you have practiced and affirmed these things for yourself, for the internet, you lose that position. You fall from grace, and it's given to someone else who moves into that position. And what you end up finding that today, every other woman except her is channeling, is bringing down the new wisdom, is bringing down the way forward, is clarifying and interpreting spiritual interpretation for the people. It used to be her role. It used to be her foundation. It used to be her identity. It used to be her power. But it's not the case anymore because she's corrupted herself. She brought herself to spiritual compromise. So at best, she comes up with regurgitation, information, recited. At best, she comes up with college, campus style talking points that gives terms to things, labels to things, that identifies psychological activity or circumstances behind things, but she no longer channels spiritually. And it's because of who she chooses to be at the 12th house behind the scenes. It's because of who she chooses to be in secret. When the camera is off, the spiritual act, the spiritual show, it stops. And what she really is, it continues. So you're going to find that other women are passing her up, and their ability to assume the role that she used to play, it's given to other people now.
I think we all can agree that where we're at is a time of where we're relating to what it means to experience revolution. When we say revolution, what usually comes to mind are very ancient expressions of revolution. Swords, machetes, guns and knives, blood spill, violence, physical combat. But none of this is the case in the hour that we're in. That is not the basis of revolution. The basis of revolution has already been explained to us, but there's a blockage. That blockage is in what you feel whenever it's mentioned to you that this time period, it is indeed about 2 points that requires our healing and review. And that is Southnode Libra and Capricorn Pluto transit. These two is the basis of revolution. It's the foundation of the spirit of revolution. It is the source of the cure. It is the source of the revelation. upon which the revolution has conviction to stand and fight. But inside of you, there's a blockage to where it cannot translate to you as you being the revolutionary. So you can't feel it. It's rejection of truth. This is the real meaning of what's called kafir. White men took the word kafir and made it what they wanted it to mean, assuming that it means a white man, assuming that it means a Christian, and it doesn't. Kafir, it's one who rejects the truth, the one who deliberately and obstinately rejects truth. That is a kafir. White men have a habit of this. You go to other nations, you go to other countries, you take their terminology, their verbiage, their vernacular, their expressions, and you make it to mean what the fuck you want it to mean. You twist it so it can have some diabolical advantage to some perversion that's already inside of you. Kafir is not about Christians and white people. It's about people who operate through lies, deceit, and deliberate objection, resistance, and cancellation of truth. People who are determined to block and stop and prevent truth from having its currency and travel. That's a kafir. Ya ayyuhal kafirun. To you be yours and to me be mine, as Allah said. Why? Because in the end, it always gets proven who is who. We're at an end point now. Listen to this point. There's two things that the revolution is based on. Southnode Libra, it's about feminism, unpacking it, getting down to the root of it, exposing it, and healing it. But there's a blockage inside of you every time it's mentioned. You guard yourself. You resist them, you reject it, and you don't want to hear it. So for that reason, there will be no revolution that comes through that line, through that person, through that energy. It will only be the futility of the continuation of these same cycles of suffering. So likewise, Capricorn Pluto transit, the exaltation of corporate greed, competition, corporate worship, the worship of money, the worship of status, the determination of value according to career pathways and titles, college degrees in comparison with others, getting to the bag over everything, the murdering of babies in order to continue a line of career ambitions, justified as abortion, the greed that divides and separates man and woman, families, marriages, ruthlessness, separation from cancer, matriarchal source, conviction, moral compass, the conscience, the inner child, doomed and plunged into crisis because of these corporate greed. What has it made of us to become so obsessed with career status and corporate greed? What has it done to us? What has it made of us to become this type of person who is desensitized, Machiavellian, ruthless for money, for status, and for an illusion of security through jobs and careers or entrepreneurship? The transactional disposition of approaching relationships, which is nothing but prostitution. To put a for sale price on our intimacy. To put a sale price on bodies. These two things, it destroys and it corrupts the basis of family. It corrodes family. It repels family. It dissolves family. It curses the family. It impairs the family. It causes division and separation, animosity in family. Alienation of males in family. Self-oppression of females through family. It roots the seed of anger, resentment, and self-hatred in the children in family. And all of this while raising up homosexuality and transsexualism. We don't want to admit what we've done to ourselves. We don't want to deal with it. So there will be no revolution. Because many of you insist on thinking that if you indulge in conspiracy theories, aliens that are going to come and visit us, the Anunnaki, all type of spaced out shit that you want to talk about. High and low vibrations and no longer dealing with that which doesn't serve you. All these regurgitated bullshit ass quotes. Positive vibes only. Where's my crystal? Where's my incense? Where's my sage? I'm a vegan. I open my pineal gland. But you got 30 dicks in your mouth, bitch. It's fraud. It is nothing but spiritual fraud and mockery. Because you know what the spiritual assignment is. It is indeed family. It is the bond, the sacred bond between man and woman. That trust should be between them. That admiration should be between them. That love and mutual respect should be between them. That honor and dignity should be between them. That values have to be recovered. Reverence has to be recovered. Intimacy has to be recovered from commercial interests. Love has to be recovered from corporate confusion. You don't want to admit what the revolution is really all about. You know it, but you don't want to admit it. It's killing you inside to see that it's the case. You want to delay as long as you can to hope that maybe it's something else, but it can't be this. Yes, bitch, this is what it is. It is what the revolution is about if there's going to be a revolution. It's about women cleaning up their act sincerely and not just on surface level appearance and poetic sayings. Stop bullshitting around and mocking at spirituality. Oh, I'm on my healing journey, this journey and that journey, whispering sweetly into a microphone on Instagram with candles and sage and shit every fucking where. But it's not in your heart. Strange men are in and out of your womb constantly. But you on a spiritual journey? How in the fuck? The worship of careers, college degrees, superficiality. The beauty industry is making billions, possibly even trillions, off of the insecurity of females. You hate how your nose looks. You hate how your eyebrows look. You hate how your lips look. You hate how your skin looks. You hate how your hair looks. You hate how your nails look. You hate how your body looks. And that's why you can't accept nan one of them. You can't accept nan thing about your motherfucking body, about your face, about nothing on you. You hate yourself. You hate yourself with a deep disdain to where you are willing to break the bank to represent yourself as someone who you are not. And it is expensive to keep up. Loveless. Refuse to love yourself, but demand that somebody else be obligated to express love and validation to you, or they will suffer the consequences of being shamed, vilified, alienated, character assassinated, you name it. And she knows how to go to war along these lengths because nobody has the courage to call her out on it. How many families, marriages, relationships, children were unjustly oppressed for these corporate ambitions that harbor in the heart of American or westernized females? Houston, we have a motherfucking problem. You females will follow the black American woman, and you will never admit out of your pride that is who you are following. It's a subconscious thing. You will follow her into doom and destruction and don't have the ant's brain of intelligence to step back and examine where is her pathway taking her. But you run headlong into her pathway, doing just as she does, but not paying attention to where her pathway is taking her. Don't you think you might want to stop and see, where is it taking her? She walked right off the motherfucking cliff with no parachute, twerking as she falls down, butt booty ass naked as she hit the goddamn ground. Looking good with all this extra shit on, but ain't got no motherfucking parachute. Getting to the bag, job, career status, yada, yada, yada. Can't keep no man, and the child is miserable under her leadership. With no damn daddy around to save her, to save them from her corruption and oppression. And you following headlong into the one who is eternally single, eternally by her goddamn self. The only time she got a man is when he wiping a nut up with a church sock, heading out the goddamn door lighting a cigarette or a blunt. But that's who you following? That's who you believe in? That's who you gave your whole entire expression, personification, your vernacular, how you relate to feminism, and you project that treatment onto your masculine figures of your family dynamic. You got it from her. You learned from her how to tell him to go take a damn hike. You learned from her how to tell him he ain't shit. You learned it from her how to alienate the father from the son and the daughter.
You learned it from her. How to dress him up as an enemy, as some damn wicked monster. Meanwhile, he's the angel of the family that's ostracized by a bunch of wicked ass women and aunties in the damn family, holding up generational curses. And he trying to fight the curse off by his goddamn self. And the children have to hit 25, 26, 28, 30 something years old before they can look back and realize that that was the truth all along. You women need to save yourself from the fate of African American females. Because where she is at is right where you're going to be at. You're going to be looking good. Yeah. You going to have a nice outfit on. You're going to be snatched. You're going to be clocking the T. All up in the camera with all kind of shit on. Bright ass light. Looking pretty in the appearance and wigs and all, lashes and all this makeup and foundation and skin treatments and all this shit. Yeah, you're going to have all that. But your life is going to be a horror story. Your family dynamic is going to be a story of doom and depression. Catastrophe. A spiritual chaos. The sowing and resowing of generational curses. The infamous doesn't mention these things to burden you. It is to set you free. If you choose to be free. Harriet Tubman said, I would have freed many more if they knew they were slaves. I would have freed many more if they knew they were slaves. You don't even know you a slave. Your astrologers out there, your spiritual gurus out there, they ain't gonna tell you this shit. They're gonna tell you everything but this. Why? Because they need the likes, they need the followings, they need the validation, they need the monetization, they need your pockets, they need your money, they need you to like them. They're afraid of you not liking them. That's why they're so careful with the words. They watch what they say. They make sure they don't say nothing that's too sensitive or hurt your feelings. The infamous don't give a fuck. Fuck your motherfucking feelings, nigga. If it means to set you free, fuck your motherfucking feelings. Because you're going to like them today, but tomorrow you're going to look back and say, God damn, that was a real ass nigga. The realest nigga I ever listened to. The realest nigga I ever heard. That's what you're going to say 10 years from now when you set yourself free. I'll take that because I might be in the grave getting those blessings. I'm thinking about the afterlife. Fuck everything happening in this life. I'm thinking about the afterlife. When I'm dead and gone, I want my blessings. You'll send me my blessings when I'm in the grave, nigga. You ain't gotta like me right now. But one thing you can't say is the infamous is a liar. One thing you can't say is the infamous led you astray. One thing you can't say is the infamous was trying to keep in your pockets. So he was tiptoeing on what he should say and how he should say it. Fuck all that, nigga. I put that on New York, nigga. We gonna say it like it said. Fuck all that. You heard it like I meant it. Let's stop pretending like we don't know what this revolution is all about. What the fuck you think Cancer is, nigga? 4th house. Home. Domestic. Demographics. Nationalities. Women. Mother figures. Households. Household legacies. Family legacies. Nationalities. Race. Yeah, all the shit that I talk about. Oh, is that why you did? Yeah, nigga. Oh, so that's why you be talking. Yeah, nigga. Fuck, you think I'm making shit up? who refuse the alignment. And you want me to look like the bad guy because it hurts? No, that's your pain, not my pain. You can hear my pain. I confess my pain every time I open my motherfucking mouth. I confess my pain, nigga. Because I accept my pain. I make my pain serve me and you because it has healing power. I'm a black American man. I'm born to set people free. And the irony that my symbol is the one who is not free. It's the same irony as Chiron, the wounded healer. Well, look at the irony in that. I'm the slave liberator, nigga. The irony in that. Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. If you don't know, you need to look into it, catch up, so you can pay attention to the symbols. That's a sign. These things are signs. You see, celebrities and government officials, these are used as signs in the macrocosm to express what is taking place in a microcosm. You got to read it just like tarot cards, B. Come on, man. You got to read it like tarot cards. Open your third eye, as they claim. All these people run around here talking about don't eat fluoride toothpaste and decalcify your pineal gland, but ain't none of these bitches got vision. Can't a motherfucking one of them see shit. They can't see a motherfucking thing. Blind as a fucking bat. Because they lied to themselves. Can't interpret shit because they lied to their goddamn self. Got no goddamn third eye. You can't see a motherfucking thing. Bitch, you're blind. You're blind, bitch. And you're a fraud. And half of y'all motherfuckers should say thank you for giving you the goddamn chance to fix that motherfucker. Because everybody else got you thinking you walking around here seeing shit. You ain't seeing a motherfucking thing but what you projecting out of the filth of your motherfucking heart. And you gotta fix that shit. This Lori Harvey and motherfucking Michael B. Jordan. It's a symbol. It's a sign. And it's a warning to all you women out there who's following behind black American females and their culture, their expressions, their ways, and their status and their image. It's a warning. It's a warning to show how everything comes full circle. See, I'm 42 years old, and I know the story of Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan represents the black American male who decided to be himself, who decided to be authentic, who didn't want to be a street nigga, a thug, a gangster, a hood nigga, a basketball player. All of these things that black American females insisted that we be. And in modern times, to be a corporate, effeminate, girly ass nigga with some tight ass pants on, getting manicures and panicures every fucking week, swimming in money, but out of touch with his masculine core. That's who she wants us to be. She has always misled us into the worst of us. She gives all her babies to these criminals. She gives comfort and console to these criminals. She gives the best years of her life to these criminals. She supports and condones these criminals. She strengthens these criminals. She feeds these criminals. She endorses these criminals. She gives her black girl magic to these criminals. And that's why we can't get rid of these motherfuckers walking around in poo shiesties with their pants hanging down to the goddamn floor. We can't get rid of these niggas. These clown ass niggas that's making us look bad. We can't get rid of these niggas who the Khazarians wanted us to be. Started with NWA, infiltrating our beautiful art of hip hop, turning it into local terrorism. going side by side with the crack epidemic in which we serving poison to ourselves, shooting and killing each other in the streets. Mothers and fathers walking around looking like zombies. Nigga, did you live through that? I lived through that, nigga. My own mother was affected by that. In the crack rock. I wish a nigga would tell me I don't got the right to speak from my motherfucking pain, nigga. I lived it. I seen all who I love slain in the street, doing bids in prison, in and out of jail, fighting and shooting, caught up in shootouts. That's how I grew up, how y'all niggas grew up. I grew up in that warfare. Don't tell me I don't got the right to speak from some motherfucking pain about this shit. And I seen how the black American woman is worse than a white supremacist. She's worse than a white man. Because she's closest to us. But she's an enemy. And she refuses to accept that she chose to be so. The useful idiocy that works against us naturally. It's not all of them. There are exceptions. But this is an overwhelming expression of her collective ideal of herself. No one is more oppressive to the black American male than a black American woman. More dangerous and misleading. And that's a painful truth to accept in your life. That you simply have to walk away if you are to preserve yourself, because I don't want to be like that. Michael B. Jordan's no different. You seen on the interviews where a woman who was raised with him used to call him corny, laugh at him, joke at him, because he didn't want to be the typical street nigga. You see how Lori Harvey threw him off and she get on interviews? Yeah, you gotta know your worth. You gotta know your value, head ass bitches. How long these dusty, funky ass, ran through ass, hoe ass, high mileage ass bitches gonna be walking around here talking about value, perpetrating a motherfucking fraud? Slipping transmission, blown head gasket, timing belt all fucked up, squeaking at the wheel, struts all blown out. But a nice body. High-ass mileage, 325,622 miles on that motherfucker. And a high mileage 10W40 weight oil ain't gonna save that bitch. But you out here steady talking about value. Bitch, you don't know the first motherfucking thing about value. A black woman can't tell nobody about no goddamn value, self-respect, self-worth. Bitch, shut the fuck up and learn from somebody who does exemplify it. Take notes from bitches who do learn that shit, who do practice that motherfucker. Be an astute student of some females out here who really do exemplify that, because that's something you don't know about. Self-respect, modesty, value, know your worth. She talking the math of prostitution, the math of commerce, commercial trade of bodies, human trafficking herself. Michael B. Jordan is a prime example of the focus and determination that it is going to take, and how even though you give chances to the black American female, if you are not careful, she will not only deter you, she will ruin you for what you have manifested in your dream and vision and what you have held in your heart and the truth and authenticity of yourself. You will begin doubting yourself because she carries that Jezebel spirit like nobody else can. Like nobody else can. She's dangerous for him. And just like she threw him off like he was the one who wasn't worth a damn, she exposed herself in the end as herself being the very one who's not worth a damn. And that's the Southnode Virgo right there. Southnode Virgo, the narcissist who, because she doesn't believe that she's worth a damn, she projects all of these high ideals of perfection and standards upon other people, projecting it on them because she feels that it's what she's supposed to live up to, but she sees it as impossible for herself. Therefore, she tries to confirm her value by exercising that same ideal or legislation over others. But it's only self-confession. At the end of the day, it is only confession. She is only confessing how void she is. Where's she at today? What has she accomplished today? What is she doing today? What is she about today? Michael B. Jordan just got a goddamn Oscar. Michael B. Jordan is being praised and worshipped by the motherfucking world. A black American male who refused to live out this legacy of niggerdom, of niggertry, of nigger image. But that's exactly who black American females do not want us to be. They will not accept us in that way. They don't respect us in that way. And I've seen it for 42 years. It's dangerous because if we don't have enough conviction in ourselves, we will continue that cycle. Because who else will we get our nurturing from? Who else will we get our console from? Who else will we get our love from? Who else will we get the female power, the feminine power in our life from? Who else when our own sisters and our mothers betray us in that way? We don't want to be betrayed. We are men. We can't do without women. Man cannot do without women. He can, but not without suffering. So he has to go the route of suffering if he is to become something other than what she has imagined for him, which is a nigga or some money worshiping fool. That takes a pain like you people can never come to fathom or understand. It is a pain like you just can't understand, that you have to walk away from your sistering. You have to walk away from your sisterhood. You have to walk away from black women who look just like your mother, who remind you of your aunties, who remind you of your sisters. You have to walk away from them, and you have to accept in yourself that they are not good for me. They are a danger to my destiny. They are a danger to my soul. They are a danger to my consciousness. They are a distraction and a blockage and a corruption, and they are contaminated. And you have to be very careful about dealing with black American females. You have to be very, very particular about what black American female you ever let in your orb, because she will come in and she will destroy. You have got to be careful. She has lost her man, and she only now has access to the niggas. You heard it right. The black American woman has officially lost her man. She has lost the black American man, and she only has access to the niggas. Because the man walked away. The man is who she refused and rejected, and he finally found his self-esteem. He finally found his self-acceptance. He finally found self-love. He finally honored himself, and guess what? He did it quietly, unlike her. He did it quietly. Do you see the difference? You didn't even know that the black man had a revolution. You don't even know that the black man has evolved and changed and healed. You don't even know that the black man has become new. Why don't you know it? Because he ain't all over the internet like black American females announcing it every single day about self-healing journeys and self-love journeys and knowing your value and all these other things. Them bitches is just talking. That's it. They just talking. They are not about that. They don't know nothing about that. They don't know how to do it. They're lost. They've been talking about it for 40 years. And the best they could get out of it is fucking and sucking at night, while in the day portraying as some spiritual healed master. That's the best that they could do. And that's facts, nigga. That's facts. I put that on my life, nigga. It's the holy water truth. It's the black Jesus come down on the cloud with doves swirling around him. It's the holy motherfucking truth with in the background confirming that shit. It's the motherfucking truth. These bitches have been talking for 40 years about something that they are not doing and have not been doing. Prostitution is the best they could do. Sexed out is the best they could do. Self-abuse is the best they could come up with. They have become good imitators, regurgitators, reciters. They can't get past knowledge and enter into wisdom and understanding. There is a blockage. They are full of knowledge. It rolls off of their tongue, but you don't hear wisdom and understanding. There is a difference. She thinks she can have both worlds. She thinks she can have her cake and eat it too. She's the polygamist in the community. Statistically, when you compare how many children she has versus how many children a black American male has who shares different mothers or fathers between those siblings, you will be able to confirm that it is her who is the polygamous one. It is her who entertains more multiple relationships than black males do. It is her who has more children than he has. So all these assumptions and accusations of the black male's character, she's only confessing her own character because it's her who she's describing, not him. All you gotta do is look it up. That's all you gotta do is look it up. He hasn't been leaving her. He hasn't been leaving the children. 80% of divorces is filed by females. 90% of those females happen to be liberal-minded, brainwashed females of college. You guessed it. Lori Harvey is a sign. It's just to let y'all know where you're headed at if you keep fucking around following black American females. You're going to suffer the same fate. You're going to lose your man. You white women out there, you're going to lose your man to somebody else who appreciates him. You Hispanic women, you're going to lose him to somebody who appreciates him. All y'all motherfuckers out there, you're going to lose your man to somebody else who appreciates him because they're going to get up and walk away. And men are not loud in how they evolve. They just do it. They get somewhere quiet and they just do it. That's one thing the black woman can't do. She can't get somewhere quiet and just do it. She got to announce it every fucking day. And she happened to have no clothes on as she does it. She happened to be in her bra and panties as she does it. She happened to be showing her pussy print as she does it. She happened to be showing her nipples and ass every fucking day as she does it. And when she hit the stop button on the record and upload that video, she go to sucking and fucking some more until the morning time, and then go back to the crystal talk. These bitches is frauds. They're liars and frauds. They're hypocrites. They are hypocrites, and they lost their man. They lost their man to other women of other nations, other women of other nationalities, other women of other flags. The black man has got up and walked away, and she only has access to the nigger. The nigger and the simp. The nigger and the simp is the only experience that she will have from here on out with the black American man, because the black American man has learned better because he has evolved. And she didn't even get to witness it because he did it silently. He did it quietly. And the one that has evolved, he's invisible to her because she's trained to only perceive the illusions of this world through the matrix of Capricorn materialism. It's all she notices, it's all she sees, it's all she detects. He's invisible to her. Why? Because God hides her from her. God hides him from her. God is hiding the good black men from the black woman. He's hiding them. He don't want them to be ruined and spoiled by the black woman. He's going to give his seed to other women. He's going to transfer his seed to other women of other nations. He's going to relive him through other women of other nations. Why? The black American man is universal. He has always been universal. And he won't be corrupted by her refusal to grow and adapt and evolve. He won't be corrupted. God will save him from her because she has become a danger to him. And let me leave on this. For all of you out there who listen to this, clutching your pearls, you gasping for air. Oh, who hurt him? Oh, he need to be healed. Oh, you don't like your mama? You don't like black women? I don't care what you say about me, nigga. I don't give a damn. I don't care if you get a loud phone. I don't care if you say it with all your chest. I don't care if you get a quiet and say it. Nigga, I don't care if you write up an essay. I don't give a damn if you write the president. I don't give a fuck what your opinion is, nigga. I said it. And I said it with all my soul. And if I could die and come back alive just to say it again, I'll do that. Cause nigga, I mean it.